Hi, welcome to class. In today's class, we're going to see how breath can inform our practice. And then we're going to see how positioning can help to inform the breath to flow better. So we're going to start off with a seated meditation, feeling the breath. And we're not going to try to force the breath to where the body feels tight, but we're just going to observe. So sit up straight and tall and with your eyes closed. Visualize the space the breath is moving in, the lungs expanding in the rib cage. Be mindful to let all the air go out and notice the sensation, the cooling, calming, grounding, letting go. And as the breath comes in, notice the expansive quality, energizing. Now visualize an orb of energy and you're expanding it in the ribs a third. Then inflate the orb 2/3. Then all the way. And let it out. Expanding the breath. A third, pause. Another third. All the way. And just noticing if there's any areas that feel blocked or tight. Don't try to force the breath there, just notice. And let it out. One more round on your own. Now come on to hands and knees. Stretch back into child's pose as you exhale. Reach into your hands. As you inhale, come forward, bring your hips towards your wrists. Exhale to stretch back. And inhale to come forward. Now pause and exhale the air out. And reverse. Inhale to stretch back. Exhale to come forward. Inhale to stretch back. Come up onto hands and knees. With your toes curled under, shift your hips halfway back to your heels, right hand behind your head. Inhale to spin open. Exhale, slide through. Inhale, twist open. Exhale, slide through. Inhale, twist open. And exhale, slide through. Stay upright, or you can lower the shoulder all the way down and stretch your left arm overhead. Inhaling back up. Change sides. Exhale to reach through. Inhale, twist open. Exhale. One more round. And hold. Come back up. Stretch back into downward facing dog. Bend your right knee and reach your left heel bone towards the ground. And change. Pedaling the heels now. Then walk your hands back to your feet. Let your head hang, let your neck relax. Maybe a little bend in the knees to let the spine release. Then roll yourself up as you reach down from your hips into your feet. Then engage your glutes and roll your chest open like you're doing upward facing dog. And then roll your chin to your chest and roll yourself back down. Roll back up. Engage your glutes. Roll your heart open, hands on your hips. Chin to chest. Roll yourself back down as you exhale. Now this time, roll yourself up. Raise your arms up. Keep your left arm up, drop your right arm, and side bend. Stretch down through your left heel as you reach to your left fingers. Come back up, change sides. Come back up. Roll your chin down, roll down, and walk your hands out. Now step your right foot in between your hands and walk your hands around to the left, to the center of your mat. Turn your toes out just slightly. As you inhale, come up onto your fingertips. And feel length from your inner legs to your inner feet. Ground down through your feet. And now as you exhale, bend your right knee and lunge to the right. And change sides. And just flowing here a couple times, side to side, letting the inner legs warm up. One more round. Then come into the flat back position, press into your feet, hands to your hips, upright yourself. Bring your hands behind your head. Turn your left toes in slightly, turn your right leg all the way out, press into your left heel, inhale. Exhale, bend your right knee and lean out over your right leg. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, bend and lean out. Inhale, back up. One more, exhale, bend and lean out. Now bring forearm to knee or fingertips to ground. Reach your left arm over. Press into your feet and come back up. Change sides, hands behind your head. Angle your right leg in slightly, left leg out. Bend your knee as you exhale to lean out. Inhale, back up. Two more times. Then hold. Press into your feet and come back up. Step up to the top of your mat. Bring the palms together with your eyes closed. Take a slow breath in through your nose. Open your eyes and bring your arms down at your side. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Plant your hands, step back, and lower into Chaturanga. Inhale into Cobra or Upward Facing Dog. Exhale, stretch back into Downward Facing Dog. Step your right foot up by your right thumb. Turn your back heel down and inhale, come up into Warrior One. Bring your hands down, step back, Chaturanga. Inhale, Cobra or Up Dog. Exhale, Down Dog. Step your left foot, Warrior One. Inhale, come up. Holding here for an extra breath. Hands down, step back, Chaturanga. Inhale, Cobra or Up Dog. Exhale, Down Dog. Holding in Down Dog, reconnect to your breath. Look forward, step or float up to the front of the mat. Inhale, elongate. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. Stand, Samasthiti. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Ardha. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, Cobra or Up Dog. Exhale, Down Dog. Step right foot, Warrior One. Inhale, come up. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, Up Dog. Exhale, Down Dog. Step left foot, Warrior One. Inhale, come up. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Lower your heart and press back up into plank. Stretch back into downward facing dog. From down dog, raise your right leg up as you inhale. Now bend your knee and open up your hip. As you do that, see if you can keep some of that length in your lower back. Spin onto the outside edge of your back foot. Now as you exhale, bring your knee to your left armpit. Pull up. And as you inhale, open back up again. Exhale to your armpit. Inhale, open up. Then step your foot up to your thumb. Come up onto your fingertips, lengthen. Plant your left hand down. Twist, take your right arm up. Then plant your right hand down onto the inside of your foot, block or floor, spin your back heel down, take your left arm up. So ultimately in the poses, it's based on your proportions, but we want to find that you have this nice opening across your upper chest, upper ribs, that your heart is open so you could take full breaths. You're not collapsed in the standing poses, so you take whatever you need underneath your hand to make that happen. Wrap your left arm behind your back. You can hold in the half bind, or you can take your arm under for a full bind. Now if you're in the full bind, bring your right hand back down. As you exhale, start to stretch your right leg towards straight. And as you inhale, rebend your knee, open your heart. Exhale, stretch towards straight. Inhale, rebend, open your heart. 2 more times. At the end of the second one, let's hold in the straight leg position. And then take your left arm up. Now bring your left hand down, both hands on the inside of your foot. As you rebend your knee, come back to the lunge position. Now slide your left hand just an inch or two forward, and let's turn to the outside edges of the feet. Take the right arm up. From here, you can step back into side plank and hold that, or lower your left hip, look back towards your foot as you reach your right arm back, and then reach up and over. 3 times, flowing side plank. Then come back to the lunge position. Step back into plank pose. Take your feet shoulder distance apart as you hold in plank. Spin your heels over to the left. Spin over to the right. Come back to center and stretch back into down dog. Raise your left leg up, inhale. Bend your knee and open up your hip. Keep the length to the lower back, buttocks reaching out of the lower back. Then if you can add on, you might be able to turn onto the outside edge of your back foot to increase the stretch. Then exhale, knee to right armpit. Inhale, open back up. Exhale to armpit. Inhale, open back up. Step your foot up to your thumb. Inhale, come up onto your fingertips. Plant your right hand and twist. Then spin your back heel down and bring your left hand down to the inside of your foot. Take your right arm up. Wrap your right arm behind your back, half bind or full bind. If you're in the full bind, bring your hand down, and as you exhale, stretch your left leg towards straight. As you inhale, bend the knee, open your heart. Exhale, and inhale. 2 more times. Last one we'll hold. Take the right arm up now. Good. Now bring your hands down as you spin your back heel up. Hands come to the inside of your foot, to the lunge position. Right hand goes a little forward. Turn onto the outside edges of the feet. Left arm up. You can hold here or step back into full side plank. Otherwise, you can do the flowing side plank that I'm showing 3 times. Come back to the lunge position. Step back into plank pose. Feet shoulder distance apart, heels go to the right. Keep your core. Change, heels to the left. Heels up, back to dog, heels to the right. And to the left. Back to center. Look in between the hands and step or float up. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to fold. Inhale to chair pose. Stand Samastiti. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Now let's squat down into a little malasana. You can clasp the hands behind the heels as you hold here. You can hang out there for 5 breaths. Or if you're itching to balance, get a little upper body strengthening in. We can balance over the hands just like we balanced over the feet. So as you lean into the hands, you could just feel, if I go too far forward, I'm going to be all on my fingers. If I don't go far forward enough, I'm back in the heel of the hand. I won't be able to balance. So we're just going to lean and balance right over the hand. When you're done with your balance, come back into malasana. And then hop or step back into downward facing dog. Vinyasa or not, your call. Now from down dog, we're going to come into side plank with the right hand, right knee down. To help with balance, instead of pointing your toes straight back towards your heel on your right foot, I want you to angle your right toes out to the side a little bit. Because we're going to try something a little tricky here. Now, as you reach from your hip into your knee, you want to make sure the mat is soft enough where it doesn't bother your knee. But we can find some extra stability by squeezing the muscle of the right outer buttock. And you could find that it opens you up more here in the front of the hip as you do that. Now, if you have good balance, you could raise the left leg up, bend the knee, and reach back with your hand for your foot. Then you may be able to start to open up, kind of like you're doing Dhanurasana, reaching the foot back into the hands, open up the chest. Not a requirement, but you can see what you could do. Now feel the stability of the right outer hip. It's like a fulcrum. Open back up. Come back down, change sides, knee down, open up. Right outer buttock muscles engaged to help to open up. Once you're steady, bring the leg up. Then bend the knee if you like and catch the foot. You can start to open up. Now using the right buttock muscle to open up the front of the right hip, to open up the front of the spine, the heart, the shoulder, all coming from that right buttock. Reach the right knee away from you. Feel your left outer hip strong as you open back up, and then come back down. Stretch back to dog. Okay, now we're going to try a flowing version of that from standing. It's going to be much more challenging, but let's try it. Step your right foot for warrior one. Inhale to come up. Open to your side for two. Reach into triangle pose. Bend your knee and step into Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. So you have all the foundational elements that we practiced in the first round. Now we're adding something a little more subtle, which is the grip of the right outer hip to open you up, to stretch the back leg. Now maybe if you have the stability, you could bend the knee and reach back with the hand for the foot. But all those primary elements need to come first. You have to have a good foundation before you start building things up on it. It's your job to have the awareness of where you need to be working. And the last element is the grip of the top buttock, opening up. Good. Release. Stretch back into triangle pose. Bring your left hand down. Now, the trickiest of trickies. Let's spin open, step into side plank. And if you'd like, you could bend your right knee and catch your foot. Open back up, stretch back to dog. So I would call that a true level 3 flow. Step your left foot, Vira 1, inhale to come up. Open up to your side, 2. Udita Trikonasana. Bend knee, Ardha Chandrasana. Good. Once you have the stability from your left outer hip, you could bend the knee, catch the foot. Just like we practiced in those active back bends, when you're focusing on your rib cage, engaging the glutes, find that here so it's not just lower back crunch city. Move the right buttock in and down out of the lower back. Reach the right knee, open up the heart. Feel how it gives you more elongation. Good. Now open back up to half moon and slide back to triangle pose. Bring your right hand down. Spin your back heel up. Then we're going to step into side plank. hold there, or reach back with your hand for your foot. Ooh. Release that and stretch back into downward facing dog. Hop to seated. Come into Navasana. Knees bent or legs straight, your call. Lower to Ardha Navasana. Come back up. Find Dandasana. Plant your hands down, slide your buttock back an inch, and then see if you can lift both legs up. If you can't, just lift one. And hold for 3, 2, change legs. 3, 2, 1. Sit your butt down. Navasana. Ardha Navasana. Lower down, reach the arms back, inhale. Roll up. Back to downward facing dog, vinyasa, or not, your call. For the final pose in this sequence, come into reverse plank. Or you can do the kneeling reverse plank. For some, this is too gnarly on the knees. So you can just do a reverse plank from your hands and your feet instead. But we're just going to open up everything that we worked on squeezing. So we're squeezing in the hip flexors a bunch in those last poses. And now we're just going to open up the front body and the hip flexors. You can stay with the hips down, or as you reach into the knees, you can engage the backs of the legs, reach the buttocks down, and start to roll the hips up. And this is very similar to what we were feeling in the half moon and in the side plank preparations. Very similar sensation now. So you can feel there's a connectedness to these poses that we're practicing today. Breathe through your nose. Last 10 seconds if you can hold. Good job. Now we're going to come into an inversion. So you can practice a handstand, headstand, forearm balance. Or you could just do standing legs wide apart, forward fold. I'm going to show a headstand today, but you could also practice dolphin, which is just down dog on your forearms, like so. 1 minute on the clock. Go up. Now, similar to what we were practicing, the new foot is your elbow and your wrist knuckles. So you're balancing between your elbows and your knuckles. The crown of the head is just gently balancing onto the floor.
And you want to make sure that you're not rocked forward or back on the head, but truly right through the center of the crown. And then you can stack your body up over that. And as you reach actively through your feet, while the crown points straight towards the core of the earth, you can feel the energetic connection here. Gravity should help you in the position to connect to the core of the earth. Feet towards the cosmos, crown to the core. Come back down. Rest in child's when you're done. Good, release that. Roll into up dog. Back into down dog. Now from here, you can bring your right leg up for single leg pigeon. If single leg pigeon doesn't work out for you, you can do some other hip over. You can lie on your back and do ankle to knee pose. You could cross-legged forward fold. Any other hip opener that works, but you don't want to feel any pressure in your knee joint itself in this. You want to feel the stretch somewhere around this meaty joint part of the butt. Piriformis situation. Change sides. Now sit over onto that hip, swing your back leg around. Come into Dandasana. And then roll yourself down onto your back. Palms turn up, let your feet fall open. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Let it out through your mouth. And let go completely. Let the body sink into the ground. Now gently bend your knees and roll over to your side. Press yourself up. Thank you. Namaste.